Good evening, everyone. Good evening and welcome to Monte and Mazzas Diet Podcast with me, Montalban, and my co-host, Mazza McBob. How are you doing this evening, Maz?
Good, thank you. Hello, everyone.
Hello. Hopefully we shall have a better stream this week than we did last week. Sorry, Zoe, for the disaster that was last week's podcast. But hopefully everything's a little bit better this evening. Sticking with the 1080p rather than the 720 rather than the 1080, and I think that seems to work better with my internet connection. But you can still see us and hear us loud and clear, so that's the important thing.
I seem to have been tangoed this week as everything looks quite orange. I don't know why.
You are my orange friend this evening, yes.
I've been tangoed.
You're starting to show your age now when you know when you've been tangoed adverts, you know. I think they started in something 1996, which is like 24 years ago.
Impressive.
Yeah. So, hello from us. It's Wednesday, it's 8 o'clock, it's the Monte and Mazzas Diet Podcast, and hello to chat. And in chat this evening, we've got Karen. Well done for coming and joining us. You remembered, and I forgot to remind you, so props to you for remembering to come. Evening, Stu Plum. Hi, Dee, how you doing? Hello, Lindy Hop. And yes, I hope you are all well and good on this Wednesday evening. Yes, so let's go straight in with the snacks. Snacks? No.
Let's not have snacks.
That's not, no.
It's gone 7 p.m. I'm not allowed snacks.
I'm not even on the juice tonight, so I don't know what's wrong with me. It's been a long day, Maz. It's been a very long day.
I would agree with that. I was working up to the point where you invited me to come on to this.
Yes, same. Yeah, I had work and then governors and then this, and it's all kind of just all merged into one long thing.
Yeah.
But yes.
So this week, slightly disappointing in that it's my lowest week yet. I lost 0.9 of a pound, so that's 25.9 in total. Lost 0.5% of body fat, went down 0.2 on the BMI. So by now I've lost 11% of my total body mass and I'm 32% of my way to my goal.
Nice. I mean, it's still, you say, was that your smallest loss in a week, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still a loss, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
and I did have an impromptu cheat day, which you'll see from the meal stuff later.
We'll get to the cheats.
But, I've got a little bit of a theory, and it might not be a great theory, but not only did I only lose 0.9 since last Wednesday, I was 0.1 up on where I had been the Saturday before. So that means that I've actually only lost 0.8 in about 11 days.
Right.
And that Saturday, which is the point at which my weight loss journey seems to have started faltering a little bit, happened to be the day when I've started back at the gym.
So you think some of it may be muscle mass?
Well, that's, if you go to the gym, when I'm going down there, so I'm basically getting on the treadmill for like 3 miles. And I'm pushing my heart rate up into peak zone for like over 30 minutes. And according to my Fitbit, I'm burning, sort of like 700-800 calories. So it should be massively increasing my weight loss. But since I started back at the gym, my weight is going virtually nowhere. So I can only imagine that, my body's loving all the protein I'm having and is sort of packing it into my muscles, and somehow it's making me denser or what have you. My body fat percentage is still dropping, but my weight isn't. So I don't know. That's all I can think of that might justify it, because that's what happened on that day when it all seems to have gone slightly sideways.
I think there's certainly scientific evidence to back that up, and it's the fact that you're measuring other areas like the, your body fats and
Mm,
uh, your physical measurements and things like that. Sometimes you have to go based on that rather than the actual scales, what the scales are telling you.
mm.
Um,
So yeah, so we'll see. I might not hit the gym again this weekend. I'll have a think about it. I do want to sort of get fit again, but then I don't want to stop losing weight so quickly. So it's difficult to know what to do.
yeah, yeah, and I mean, how many weeks have you been on it now?
11 and a half.
Yeah, 11 and a half weeks. This is, I think this is what, episode 12 of the
Mhm.
podcast. Um, and how many plus weeks have you had where you've put weight on?
None on a Wednesday to Wednesday.
Yeah, you
Um,
see, I mean,
Last Sunday, after not this Sunday just gone, but the Sunday before, which was the day after I first hit the gym, my Sunday to Sunday was up ever so slightly. But at the moment, on a Wednesday to Wednesday, I haven't had an increase.
yeah. Um, I'm assuming Smiler is somewhere because my wrench is not
Oh
said
yeah,
hello,
no
and
rent.
she hasn't given me the thumbs up that the stream's happening okay. So I'm assuming
Well, we've
everything's
got lots
well.
of people chatting, so
Yeah,
yeah, I assume they're watching it fine.
yeah.
In fact, I can see the stream on my phone. It's all
It's
fine.
all looking lovely, is it? Oh, that's
I'm a
nice.
resident wrench.
Yeah, I can give you wrench if you want. You can have wrench. Um, yes, so happy days. Quite happy about that. I think to be 11, 12 weeks in and not have a plus, on any one of the podcasts. I mean, I've never been to a Slimming World thing, or whenever I've done any diets, gone 11 weeks without a plateau and a little put on.
Mm.
So, that's just fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Um,
Karen confirms everything's good on the stream.
Thanks, Karen. Everything's coming through loud and clear in the southeast of England, so that's good with me. If Karen can hear me, so can Smiler in the next room, so that's all right. Okay. Mine. Do you want my result?
Yeah. How are
So
you doing?
I
Have you been
lost
sort of sticking to it as rigorously, or are you sort of partly sticking to it
pretty
now?
much. I'll go over a little bit on that, but pretty much.
Okay.
I lost 6 pounds this week.
Whoa, that's amazing.
Yeah. So that puts me at about 1.5 stone down overall.
Amazing.
So
Wow, that's a whopping week. This is your
yeah,
first week.
no, yeah. And I was surprised. I weighed myself several times because I was like, no, can't be. Um, so I don't, I don't know why quite that good a results come in, but anyway, I'll take it. I will take it and hope I don't put 4 pounds on next week. um, yeah. So I have been following it. But I've been not quite as regimental. For example, on Saturday we had a McDonald's because the kids were, it's been 3 weeks and we haven't had anything. So they've been doing well recently and working hard on their homework and that. So I said, right, Saturday I will get a McDonald's. But that day I had a Cajun chicken sandwich meal with a Diet Coke.
Mhm.
And so the only other thing I had that day was a Slim Fast shake.
Oh yeah.
So that put that day at just over 1,000 calories, which overall, even though I had a McDonald's, wasn't too disastrous. And I've had a few meals as well. Like I had like a lentil lasagna one evening, just a small lasagna, which obviously involves some pasta and cheese. It might have been a few more calories that day. We re-guesstimated looking through the ingredients and the sizes that it meant that day I was on about 900 calories. And on another day I had Vicky's risotto. She made us a lovely risotto. And that did have some chorizo in it for me, which is a little bit calorific. But I only had like a third of the size portion I would normally have. And that was fine, I got to have risotto.
This is it. You're used to having smaller portions now anyway.
Yeah.
And chorizo might be a fatty sausage, but actually on this diet, you're supposed to keep your fat levels, not like heart-wrenchingly high, but high-ish, because it helps you feel fuller for longer. So it's better to have few extra calories in the fats than potentially in the carbs or what have you.
It does have rice in it. It did have rice in it.
Yeah, it does. But it's an occasional thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and kept the proportion size down so that whilst it was a little more calories than normal, it wasn't too bad. So apart from that, I've been pretty much sticking with everything else I normally have, like the bagels and and all that sort of thing. And I've got a good result this week, so I was quite happy. I'm managing managing it. So yeah, we'll see. I'll keep going for the next week. See how we go into the next week.
Yeah.
Should we have a little look at Maz's menu?
Yeah, there's a few on it this week. So
do we start off at day 74?
Yes. Yesterday was day 80. Bonkers.
Day 80. Day 80 on Maz's diet.
And the Big Brother house. So I think I ended last week's with a chicken tikka salad, and I start this week with one because I made 4 portions. There's also a little coronation chicken pita there for breakfast, and the portobello pizzas, which was suggested by Karen, which was a brilliant suggestion. And despite having lots of lovely cheese on it, it's only 176 calories.
That's cray.
They were well yummy. Mushrooms are absolute godsend. You can have like really big mushrooms and they're like 6 calories. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So big success there. Nice. I'm going to buy more next week. I've got groceries coming on Sunday, so I'm going to get more mushrooms.
Okay. I want to try that out now.
I don't know if I needed to cook the mushrooms for longer because I didn't actually follow any kind of recipe. I just sort of made it up as I went along. But by the time I took them out of the oven, they started, sometimes mushrooms give off juice. They sort of started juicing. So like they ended up in a bit of a puddle of their own juice, but it was still totally delicious. Tasted just like pizza.
Yeah, I bet it did.
Yummy.
And that chicken tikka, was that, that's with ribbon vegetables, was it there?
Yeah, it's got spinach and then pui lentils, then ribbon veg, and then your chicken on top, and a sauce which is made from low-fat yogurt, turmeric, and mango chutney and coriander. And I was supposed to have that without the naan bread that night, but I caved and had it with it anyway. So as you can tell, I went about 100 calories over that day.
Yeah, and you had carnation chicken for breakfast.
Yeah.
You're a weird fish. You are. You have some very strange ideas.
But the thing is once I had like a pack of pitas open, like there's 6 of them. So I had to kind of use them all. And even at 1 a day, that's like, takes me 6 days to use the pack up. And I wanted to use the mushrooms as well. So it's just trying to fit in the ingredients that I bought in the few meals that I've got to eat them in.
The problem is eating things like that for breakfast turns you orange.
Yeah, you'd think.
Right, day 75.
This was a very kind of normal-ish day for me. Porridge for breakfast, avocado bagel, and teriyaki salmon. Yum, yum, yum.
We know.
Some of my faves.
We know that.
Then this day went all a bit sideways.
4-part day.
So, yeah, well, I kind of, in the early evening, I got peckish and I just ended up eating a Bakewell flapjack. And then I sort of sat around for an hour thinking, now what do I do? I've used up all my calories. So I debated whether to just skip dinner, and then Chris was making dinner. And then I decided that, the reason why I'd reached out for Bakewell flapjack was because I was sort of having a bit of a craving. And I thought, well, I'm just going to have a cheat day. So I ended up having some curry and pasta. So this day I did go to 1,400 calories. And I've actually looked back on it, and my first cheat day was on day 43, and now my second cheat day is on day 76. So I made it another 30 days, since my first cheat day. But there you go. So it's my second cheat day. Oh, and that lunch there was absolutely disgusting. You know, sometimes you can take two things that taste nice and you put them together and it's really gross.
Yeah.
Well, it had what do you call it? Pineapple cottage cheese, like cottage cheese with pineapple chunks in.
Right.
And I thought pineapple and ham, pineapple and meats kind of go, like Hawaiian pizza, that sort of thing. So I put a couple of little slices of chorizo in it, and it was disgusting. So I had to eat the chorizo separately, which was very nice, and then eat it with the cottage cheese and pineapple chunks, which was very nice. But the two things together, and not very nice.
No way. Well, it's a part of Maz's top tips. Don't put George Keys, pineapple, and chorizo together. It does not work.
Gross. It's a very beige day. You can tell that's a naughty day. Look at the colour of it all.
It is yellow, yeah.
It all looks a bit gross when looking at it, but so then this day was so there's been a couple of days this week where I sort of forgot to take pictures of things properly, and this was one of them. So I had fried eggs with a bit of hollandaise sauce, which was a kind of a nice little treat. And then I had this, I've had it again tonight, actually. It came from the T25 cookbook.
Right.
It was like spicy beef strips, and I did mushroom strips as well, actually, on a bed of red cabbage with avocado, which in and of itself was only 180 calories. But then I also did some nachos on the side, which I was going to try and avoid, but I ended up eating some. So the nachos was like another 300 calories on top. So still within the 800 for the day, but I could have gone well under if I hadn't have caved into having nachos. But yeah, that's quite bonkers, and that's because it's like half a steak and half mushroom on that one. But if you were to use a whole steak on that, which I had today, it was still only 290 calories, and it's a really nice meal. It's really tasty, actually. So yeah, I'd definitely recommend that one.
I'll get the recipe.
And then this day was a little bit, I went over by 100 on this day. It's because I got greedy for breakfast. Like I should have had 2 eggs, but I had 3. And then a Bakewell flapjack, coconut drink, and a Thai green curry. I put down 224 for that Thai green curry, which is normally what it is if I split it in 3. But we did actually split this curry in 4. So the following day, we still had so much left that we had another 2 portions. So the Thai green curry may well have been a bit less than 224, but whatever.
I think what you're doing is really healthy because you are up in the calories a little bit, but now you're putting some fitness into, exercise into the whole diet. You're going to want to up the calories a little bit because you're going to have that craving, aren't you? That your body's going to be going, like, you're using calories. I need more, and that just pushes your mind, doesn't it? You're like, God, I need to eat. So. Yeah, I think, you're doing it in a healthy way. Right.
Oh, your Wrench has arrived.
Hello, Wrench. Good to see you on. Where have you been?
So I had an over day on Sunday and I had an under day the next day. Right. And in fact, I actually started eating my bagel because, the problem is at the moment as well as I've got a lot of work on. So I literally around half 11 in the morning, I had a brief gap in between meetings. So I ran into the kitchen, I grabbed a bagel, didn't even have time to toast it. I was just casting around in the cupboards and the fridge as to what I could quickly stick on it. So I put on some really kind of nice posh peanut butter and some homemade blackcurrant jelly jam. And then I stuffed one in my face and then thought, oh, crap, I've got to take a picture of it. So I took a picture of the one remaining half and then I've just stuck the picture in there twice. It was a whole bagel. But,
if you hadn't mentioned that, I wouldn't have noticed.
So that's 2 of the same bagel. But that was just a rushed sort of lunch. And then a nice sort of circle of Savoy cabbage with a Thai green curry again, which was yum.
I cooked a Thai green curry on Monday that I'm having during this week.
Nice.
The kids had some as well. Yep. And is that your jam or Lindy Hop's jam?
That's my jam.
Very nice.
One of mine. I've got some of Lindy Hop's in the cupboard as well. I've got loads of chutneys as well, by the way. If anybody ever wants any, let me know. Except maybe Karen. I don't know if I could send it all that way. Actually, I probably could. I need to send her a Yoda anyway, so maybe I could send some chutney too.
Get some jam with chutneys. Have a chutney with a Yoda. Buy one Yoda, get a chutney free. You don't need to encourage any more Yoda buying, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll never see you on Fortnite. Yeah. Right. Day 80.
And then, so you'll notice
look at that cake.
a bit of a, yes.
What the hell? What the hell is this all? What's going on? You've gone completely rogue.
It's because, well, blame Lindy Hop. No, don't blame anybody. But basically, I've got a Herman the German friendship cake, which is like a sourdough starter, and you grow it over 10 days, and then you split it up and you cook it and you give bits of it away. So I actually split mine in two, and I made two different flavors. And of course, I couldn't not try it. So so for breakfast, I tried the carrot and coconut one that I'd made, and then for lunch, I tried the apple and cinnamon one.
But you could have really done a better job at making the pictures look less inviting. Because now I can't even speak because my mouth's all watering. And
it's a bit bad. And I keep telling Chris to eat the rest of it. It's still sat there on the side, and it keeps tempting me. But I'm like, you've got to eat it. I can't eat it.
Stay strong.
And then Savoy and meatballs. I tell you, Savoy cabbage or any kind of cabbage, it's just such a good carb replacement. I kind of like cabbage. I don't know. I never really thought I liked cabbage that much, but because it goes into like little ribbons and, it's almost like having fat noodles or something. So yeah, they're nice. Loved it. That was a nice dinner.
Cool. Looks nice. That's a good idea, cabbage and meatballs. I quite like that idea.
Yeah, well, I got a whole cabbage, a Savoy cabbage from the Riverford box. So I just, chopped it up. I had it one day with the Thai curry. I had it another day with the meatballs. And I've got a third portion of it still in the fridge, which I'll probably have tomorrow with a curry or something. So, yeah, it's good. Yummy.
Good. Right, so I think that's it. That's it from your menu. And we put this up last week, but because of the issues we had with the stream, it didn't really work, but hopefully it'll work this evening. You took this little GIF. So do you want to explain what we're seeing here?
So, yeah, I've been taking a picture like every couple of weeks or so. And when I sort of string them all together in a GIF, I couldn't really sort of see that much difference. So what I decided to do is just look at week 1 and week 10 and compare, the first and the last one rather than trying to string them together. And I could actually see a bit of a difference. So, yeah, I mean, it kind of looks like I've deflated slightly. So, yeah, it just sort of shows the progress really up to week 10.
Yeah.
I didn't, looking in the mirror every day, I didn't really feel like I was changing that much. But now looking at it like that, I can definitely see some differences. The front view didn't look as dramatic, but the side view does.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's... it's just, again, it's a good aid just to give you that confidence, to give you that sort of motivational kick that actually what you're doing is making a difference. Things are improving, and there's the visualization of that.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. So anyway, congratulations. I now wish I'd taken a photograph, and I didn't.
It's not too late. Take one now. You still got another like £50 to lose or something. Why not?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. There we go. So, blah, 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 everything back again. Make sure chat doesn't disappear. And there we go. Bonk. Well, thank you for that. Right. Yes, nice of you to come on, Smiler. Thank you. And I hope you are seeing everything and can hear everything and everything's going well as far as the stream goes. Right, I've got... so we're moving into the feature part of our podcast, and this week it's in 2 parts. So in the second part, we're going to talk a little bit about what we got coming up as far as the diet, so the podcast, and December and Christmas, and as Maz now moves into the next phase of the diet, what that means to her and what her plans are going to be as that progresses. And but begin with, we got a little quiz. So I'm gonna have a little quiz. I'm just gonna just scan through chat and just see whilst we were talking about the menu. Was there any other questions or anything that come up? Oh, Karen.
Karen lost like another nearly £2, which is a total of £9, which is really, really good.
I'm about to say, and that is given the fact that she made a lemon drizzle cake and a Victoria sandwich, which she had to test out. So, yeah, we have been talking about.
I'm not the only one that's had 2 cakes.
No, she's been on the cakes this week, and yeah. But keep on it, Karen. Don't let the cakes tempt you back. Put them back in the drawer, and yeah, you're doing really well. And how
even then, though, there's nothing wrong with doing 6 days on and 1 day off, or 5 days on and 2 days off. That's still a very doable model. You won't lose weight quite as quickly, but that's still highly doable if the whole 7 days, starts to get you down or whatever. You can give yourself a little break each week.
Yeah. So yes, really, really, really amazing, Karen. Keep with it. Well done on your nearly £2 loss this week. And again, it's another loss, £9. I mean, that's in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Which is, you're going to be hitting a stone shortly, which is just incredible. And there you are. We're into Christmas, and think how healthy you feel. Brilliant. So, I'm going to have a little gap. Now, I have put this on low latency, this stream, so hopefully there shouldn't be such a big gap. It shouldn't be like a minute and a half. But I've done some looking up on the internet and found the average calorie content of some fast foods. And I thought we could have a little game of it in guessing the calorie content of some fast foods. So, first one is a Big Mac meal. So this is a Big Mac meal, medium, with fries and a medium soft drink. How many calories do you think's in a Big Mac meal? You're not allowed to Google it.
Shall I play too?
Yeah, you got to play, Maz. Yeah, so I can talk to you whilst people are submitting their answers in chat. I want you to submit your answers in chat, everyone. I'd like to see some figures coming up. So, and you're not allowed to Google it. You can guess as well. Oh, she knows the answer. She thinks she knows. Yeah, so what do you think? How many calories in a Big Mac meal? What do you think, Maz?
I put down 550.
550? That's a good guess.
Yes.
Karen says she's been doing... Yes, Karen's been doing extra dog walks to counter for the cake.
Good way to go.
1250. So there's quite a range there from 550 to 1250. Lindy Hops, Duplum, do you want to have a guess? What do you think's in a Big Mac meal? I'm going to be like in countdown, Dun,
yeah.
Okay, so Big Mac meal, according to their website, has 1,100 calories in it.
Ooh, close, Dion.
Close. You were very close, Dee. Very close. What about the equivalent in a Burger King? So a Whopper meal. How many calories in a medium-sized Whopper meal? I think it's just they just call it a Whopper meal, and then you go up from there. But again, with sort of normal-sized chips and a I think Karen may be a little bit behind us, so she may be answering the first.
Oh, a quiz. Yeah. Karen, you need to catch up. You need to fast forward a bit.
Yeah, I think she thought the first one was 856 calories.
You're
a little bit down.
On very precise guess that.
Yeah. So Whopper, what do we think for a Whopper meal? Any guesses? 1,300, says D. What do you think, Naz?
I'll go for a bit less than a Burger King, a bit less than a Big Mac, just because I actually prefer a Burger King than Big Mac. I'll go for 900.
It's a bit like play your cards right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
it
yeah,
so
lower.
higher or lower than a Big Mac? Lower, higher. No. Again, D, you're so close. According to nutritional website, Whopper meal is 1,430 calories.
Oof.
So that big Whopper, the way they do their burgers must be more calorific than Big Mac, than McDonald's.
Mm.
Yeah. So there you go.
Karen's saying, is it with or without drink?
It was with a medium size. It just
Yeah.
said pop drink. I don't know which, whether that was a sugar-free one or not.
Well, I wouldn't have thought
Probably,
so.
I don't know. But there you go. Yeah, Dee's seen all these cards in when she's been to Slimming World, because it's the sort of thing you do. So what about a medium-sized pepperoni pizza from Pizza Hut? We're talking grand pan.
Oh,
14-inch
God.
Pizza.
Shall I wait a bit, see if anybody guesses first?
Yeah, you could do. Come on, chat. What do you think? Pepperoni medium pizza from Pizza Hut. We're not talking stuffed crust or anything like that. Just a standard pan-based pizza. 3,500 from D. She's come in big.
I've gone for 2,700.
Okay, I think Karen's on Whopper now. I think she's.
Again, very precise with the numbers.
Yeah, 956 for a Whopper.
She still got closer than I did.
Yeah. So Pizza Hut. No, D, you've gone a little bit over the mark on this one. It's actually 2,400.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, that's still the equivalent of 2 Big Mac meals from McDonald's.
Yeah, but about 4 times as filling. So.
Yeah.
Do you know, I can't imagine sitting down right now and trying to eat a medium-sized, deep pan Pizza Hut pizza. I just think that would be completely beyond me after being on this diet for 3 months.
Yeah, D, that was deep pan. Yeah. So I think the Italian thin and crispy, I can't remember what they call it in Pizza Hut now, might be more because it's a wider base and has more cheese and pepperoni on it than bread, possibly. So maybe D's that's where D's coming from. Could be D, could be. What about a KFC fillet tower meal? So that's a KFC fillet tower burger with medium chips and a Coke, or No, it wasn't stuffed crust, Karen. No, it was just normal. It's just so funny. 2,400. Yeah, you got that totally right. Wow, that's amazing. Oh dear. Oh, D's out of knowledge now. I've gone off the reservation as far as Slimming World goes, or Weight Watchers.
Not a clue. Hate KFC.
KFC tower meal. What do you think, Maria?
I reckon about 900. I want to tell myself that it would be lower than a burger.
You think it's lower than both the burgers from McDonald's and Burger King?
I want to think it is, but I guess it might not be.
Totally is. It's 920.
Oh, that was so close.
You were almost bang on. I personally was a bit surprised about that. I thought deep fried chicken, with the stuff on the outside, and Karen, she got that spot on. Yeah, well done. And the fact that it's got like one of those like deep fried potato frosty like things in it. I thought it's going to be more, isn't it? But no, it's less. It's less. I don't know. It's because they got like skin on fries. I don't know. But it is less. So even more going off the reservation to really see if stretching D's knowledge here. What about Your average size fish and chips from a chippy.
Oh, I suppose it depends on what average is, because you can get quite different amounts, can't you?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of chippies I've been to, their version of a portion of chips is about 4 times the size of what you'd get in a little thing of fries at a McDonald's.
You got to imagine like the biggest ones you get and the smallest ones you get, as far as think what an average size. What do you reckon?
I don't know. I'd pitch it around maybe 1,400.
What do you reckon, chat? I think Lindy Hop and Stu Plum aren't here anymore. I think they've gone.
Yeah, my phone's just run out of battery, so I'm no longer there either.
Oh, 950. So these going for 950. What do you reckon, Maz?
I said 1,400, I think.
1,400. 998. So once again, these are pretty much spot on. And this last one's purely for me. So what about a medium-sized, standard-sized traditional Cornish pasty? What do we reckon for that?
Don't know. I don't eat pasties often.
No.
They got the pastry is quite a lot, isn't it? The
pastry
inside is quite healthy, isn't it?
Pastry doesn't agree with you, does it? You're a bit like Lindy Hop with the pastry.
Yeah. Yeah, and so the insides of a pasty is good though, isn't it? I mean, pretty much it's just vegetables and meat and things. It's just the pastry really that's the worst bit. But I don't know. I'd go with maybe 900 again. Maybe 7 or 800. I don't know.
7 or 800, 900, 7, 800. Do you want to choose one? You've said 3.
Go 800 then.
800. Okay, 800. Dee said 850. Karen says 750. To what? We don't know. Fish and chips. That's funny. Yeah, you just under, but quite close, Karen. I like the smiler says depends on if it's Lindy Hop sized pasties, because they're like super sized. But a medium traditional Cornish pasty on average is 774. So you guys were pretty much spot on with around 800.
Cool.
Which just tells me that that's under 800 calories.
So you could have a pasty and nothing else the rest of the day.
Exactly. Or I could have a pasty, cut it in half, and have half for lunch and half for dinner. With some salad or something.
Yeah, I was going to say you could have a pasty, cut it in half, and then you could have it for dinner one night with a normal small meal and salad, and then you can have it for dinner the next night.
Pasties, you've started to get a bit of lag.
Okay.
All right, so we've only just heard about pasties.
Oh, okay. Bit of lag. Right, yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, that's sorry, what did you just say? Sorry, Smiler there interrupted me.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, I was saying you could have half a pasty one night, which means you could have a reasonable lunch and have pasty with salad, then have the other half the following night.
Yeah, because it's like 400 calories a piece.
400 calorie dinner. If you had a 200 calorie breakfast and lunch, then you can have a 400 calorie half a pasty dinner with the salad.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's
that could work.
That could work. That could work indeed. Yeah.
Moderation is the key.
Moderation is the key. Anyway, that brings to the end our little quiz. Yeah, okay, we got a bit of lag on it, but it's been going pretty well so far. It's not it's not been too bad. That lag may be just Smiler and our internet connection, or it might be just a local thing. But
yeah, you're sounding a little robotic to me again now, like you were clear as a bell earlier, but it's a little bit pausey on the image for me as well now.
Yeah. Oh, Karen's asked whether she could have a pasty with the Yoda, because she's missing the pasties from Plymouth.
If she knew the fact that I'd never made a pasty in my life, then she probably wouldn't want one of mine.
Well, we'll talk to Lindy up. It's all right.
Yeah.
So moving into December, the next phase of your diet, Maz. What are you?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm supposed to move to like the 5 and 2 now, which is where you eat sensibly, but not by restricting to 800 calories for 5 days, and then you only fast on 2 days. But because I've still got so much weight left to lose, I want to do 2 and 5. So I'll still fast for 5 days and then potentially not fast so much on 2 days. But even on the days when you don't fast, you're still supposed to stick to some of the principles of eating within certain hours and, doing carb replacements and trying to eat sort of a healthy, varied vegetable Mediterranean style diet. But it just means you can go up a bit. And even by a bit, I think I'm going to still try and stick to maybe, 1,1400, which is still quite a lot compared to what I've been having. But I'm not just going to suddenly have like 2,000 calories in a day or something. So I will relinquish it a little bit more on a couple of days per week, but still try and stick to it on 5 days a week, until I've lost about another 20 pound or so. I think once I'm over halfway, I can maybe think about going to another phase. However, having said that, there's Christmas to factor into. I think I'm not going to calorie count from the 23rd to the 27th.
Yeah.
I may still, make some sensible choices more than other years, but
No.
I'm not going to actually count. And knowing me, within a couple of days, I'll probably gain like a half stone or something. So, if that happens, I might put myself back on the fast 800 7 days a week in January, just for like a month to sort of undo the damage of Christmas.
Yeah.
That's my thinking at the moment.
Yeah, I'm definitely carrying it into next week. And then, like yourself, I might, because that'll be week 4? I might try to go for week 5. But then as we go in December, I know it's not exactly the same as the actual, what you're supposed to do on this diet, but I think I might up it a little bit then over December to like 1,300, 1,400 calories. And then that Christmas week, completely forget it. That's I think that's my plan.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
And I've heard some of my friends say, oh, but it shouldn't just be a diet you can switch on and off. It's supposed to be a lifestyle change and all that kind of malarkey. And I just said, look, by that point, I will have been on this diet for 4 months, so if I want a couple of days off, I'm going to have a couple of days off.
Yeah. I think, you absolutely, definitely deserve it. And there's nothing to say we can't then in the new year get fully back on board, back into the driver's seat and sort of start all over again.
Exactly. With a renewed kind of, motivation, because we will have had all that yummy stuff. So, it's not like we'll be craving anything. We'll be coming off the back of all those treats and able to hit it again.
Yeah. Hello, Denise. Okay, you can watch it back, and you can try our quiz out and let us know in the comments if you got any of them right. Yes, and Smile has just educated Karen into the fact that we have pasty vans in Plymouth as well as ice cream
I do me van.
It's amazing when people come down and stay and they hear the ding ding of the pasty van, like, oh, ice cream. Like, no, that's pasties. You have pasties coming round your street. Yes. only in Plymouth. That'd be a thing. But it's true.
True that.
Yeah. We love a pasty. Yes. Possibly going into December, we're going to make the Monte and Mazzas Diet podcast be fortnightly. So we'll be skipping a week. So there'll be roughly 2 of these a month rather than it being weekly. And we will be doing something alternative on the alternative weeks, which we've yet to finalise and agree, but it'll be something fun and interesting that we're both interested in. Yes, so look out for some change up in the content, although we'll still be doing this in the long run, just not every week, because there's only so many pictures of
porridge and salmon,
porridge salmon, and Thai green curries.
Yeah,
that you can.
And that's it. I'll only show pictures of, sort of different or new things as well that I've been doing, rather than showing, the full menu every day. Yeah. And I also want to, if I've got a little bit of spare time that I'm not having to keep all these pictures, it might mean that I've got a bit more time to get the content on the website sorted out, so that, it's an easier pick list for people to use for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and also have some instructions about, how you make each meal.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the general plan leading us into December, and the sort of plan for the podcast coming up. So stay tuned for the announcement of what other content we're gonna be providing over the coming weeks.
Might be something sci-fi.
Yes, might be something Star Trek related, possibly. Yes. Watch G-Star, then call me and go, what are you doing? What? You're talking about Star Trek.
Well, we could do it between the three of us. Why not?
We can indeed.
To be fair, he's got a lot on his plate in December, working in retail, what with Christmas. So, maybe he'll join us in January.
Maybe. Although he's watched them episodes so many times, he could probably recite the scripts and tell us about them. Anyway.
That's true.
The quiz, Denise, was a calorie count quiz of different fast foods and how many calories they contain. So feel free to, at the end of this stream, go back and watch it and let us know in the comments below. And if anybody else watches it, if you're watching this right now, if you answered the quiz, stick it in the comments below and let us know what you think and whether you think that's value for money as far as calories go. The stream stopped?
Yeah, I'm just letting you know.
I don't think it has.
Yeah, it's cut out on mine.
Well, I think that might be just
Denise is still talking.
Yeah. And Karen asked, did you say fortnight? In a fortnight, yes. Every fortnight. I get it. I'm with you. I'm with you. I see what you did there. Yeah. So, I think, is there anything else that we said we were going to talk about today, Maz, that we may or may not have forgotten?
Nope, that was it.
Fantabulous.
Cool.
Okay, then. Well, thank you, everyone. Just to make sure the buffering's complete for those and for YouTube and that, I will exit with the title screen and music for a minute just to make sure everything's recorded. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for joining in with our chat. And are we doing it next week? Are we starting the 2-week thing now?
Whatever you want.
Yeah, we'll start the 2-week thing now. So we'll see you in 2 weeks, because this is now fortnightly. And so we'll see you in 2 weeks' time for the next Monte and Mazzas diet podcast.
So next week for something else.
Something else. Woo.
Something else. Woo.
All right. Cheers, everyone. Bye.